Video. So I'm out here today, and as you can see, I'm back down the Gold Coast on the jetty. My goal for the end of the day is to catch a heap of different species of fish and hopefully get a couple ones that taste really good, and I'm going to show you how to cook them up later. Got the crab pot set, haven't checked it yet, so I'll see if there's any crabs in it and then we'll get the day started. Oh. So the funny thing about this is there's actually a legal brim in the crab pot. See that fish right there? So we could cook him up, but I reckon I might just let him go and see if I can catch him on the rod. I think that'd be a lot more fun. And there is two big muddies in there as well, but they're both undersized and the other one's a female, so you can't keep them anyway. So in today's video, I really wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to come down here with no bait, nothing at all, and I wanted to try catch the biggest fish I can by the end of the day. So what I've got to start off with, how I'm gonna catch the bait, is I've actually just bought a cast net, little 7-foot cast net right there. I'm gonna be cast netting off this jetty, and hopefully I'll be able to get some bait, catch some bigger fish, use those fish to catch even bigger fish, and maybe by the end of the day, I'll even be able to get a bull shark. Yep, I think I got one. Oh, yes, finally. Take a look at that, that's a big mullet right there, and that is perfect shark bait. Now, this actually took all morning. I've been fishing literally all morning to try catch a mullet in the cast net, and look at that, we finally got one. Now I've actually got a chance to catch a bull shark. Hook him in through the top there, we'll cast it out, and hopefully we get a bull shark. So I'm actually just fishing for flathead at the moment, and pretty much what I like to do is, the tide's really high at the moment, so I'm just working it in this little channel right here. That's where the drop off is, and I'm working it just in the middle of the drop off. Yep, oh, got off. I'll cast right back out there. Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh. Big flatty, big flatty. Come on, buddy, come around here. That right there, if we can get it in, is gonna be lunch. Oh no, yes, there we go. Look at that little lizard right there. So that right there is a dusky flathead. That's actually a pretty big one for these canals right here. That would be around 60 centimeter mark. But take a look at that. Nice little dusky flathead right there. Now the rules with these flathead is they can't be over 75 centimeters. They have to be from 40 to 75 centimeters with these big duskies, because when they get bigger, they're big females normally. They can grow well up over 1 meter long, and they are the ones that reproduce all the eggs and everything. And take a look at that. This one we will keep, we will cook them up. It'll get some really nice fillets off of it. So how I actually keep this flathead live, so I just put the net over the jetty, keep it in the water, and he can just sit in there happily until I want to cook them up. That's what I do with all my live bait as well. If I catch mullet and I want to keep them live for future shark baits, I just chuck them in there. Sometimes they jump out, but sometimes you can put them on live and catch a big shark. Now that is a big stingray, and the species of shark that I'm targeting is known as the bull shark, and that's a source of food that these sharks would be feeding on. Big stingrays in these canals right here. And one of the big misconceptions with sharks is people think, if I'm in fresh water, I'll be totally okay, sharks can't get in here. But bull sharks are the only species of shark that can actually venture up into freshwater creeks, which is really cool for a species. And I've actually seen bull sharks in 100% freshwater creeks, which is the coolest thing to see when you're an animal person like myself. But yeah, that's what these sharks would be feeding on. I'm not going to use a stingray as bait. I got mullet and that's the best bait for them, but yeah, that's awesome. Yep, I'm on. Big fish. This is a good fish right here. Oh, wow, this is a good fish right here. Very good fish right here. I mean, I don't think it's a stingray. I hope it's not a stingray. Surely this isn't a stingray, but it didn't look like a stingray. I'm pretty sure this could be a stingray. Take a look at that, it's just peeling out line. Oh no, come back. Oh, take a look at that. So he's just eating my live bait. I'll get him up on the jetty. Wow. Oh, take a look at that. Right there. Here we go. Hey buddy, now you guys watch him try get me with his barb. See the barb just on the back there? Sometimes their barb can reach right around to the front. Oh, take a look at that. You're very cute, big fella. All right, laters. Cheers for that. Thought it was a jack for a minute there. That would have been a lot better than a stingray, but oh well, what can you do? It was a good fight as well. These stingrays, although they're not a great species to target, they do put up a good fight. I'll give them that. I'm not gonna cook the flathead up today. I'm just gonna fillet it up, chuck it in the freezer, find a cool place and cook it up tomorrow. But what I'm gonna teach you how to do now is fillet up this flathead. And our flathead can be a very easy fish to fillet if you know what you're doing. So that's what I'm gonna teach you right now. So I just killed the flathead, and the first thing that we're gonna do is cut a line down all the way down the side of this fillet from up here down to there. And I only wanna go about 1 centimeter into the flesh, not going through the whole fillet, but just a little bit. So you just get right down to literally the very end of the tail, also around and under this gill right here. Again, not cutting off the whole fillet. And then do the same to underneath the flathead, and then flip the flathead around. And once you've cut that off, there should be a little piece of skin. Grab the piece of skin and you should be able to just rip it off all the way down to the end of the fillet. Face the knife down a bit so it gets all the meat off the flathead, and just cut all the way down to the end of the fillet. Cut it off and take a look at that. Now there is a couple bones in there, so you can get a set of pliers and pick it out. And yeah, take a look at that. That's a big fillet from that flathead, and we're gonna get 2 of them. And then we're not gonna waste this flathead at all. After I get the other one off, we'll chuck it in the crab pot, and we might even be able to try catch some mud crabs with it. Take a look at the size of those fillets, and take a look at the size of that crab pot bait right there. Those muddies are gonna love that. 2 nice fat fillets right there. So we'll chuck them in the freezer overnight, wait till tomorrow, and then cook them up, probably out here on the jetty as well. That'll be pretty cool. And maybe I'll even get a shark later. I'm gonna fish here till it gets dark, until I can't film anymore. So yeah, hopefully that shark rod goes off. All right everyone, so it's the next day. I've got the crab pot set. You saw that I chucked that flathead in it yesterday. There could be nothing in it, or there could be something, I don't really know. But we're gonna check it now, and hopefully we've got a couple mud crabs that we can cook up with that flathead that I filleted up yesterday. See that one just right there? That's a big male, and I think that one could be legal. Little male mud crab right there. Now, I'm not sure if this guy is legal, so I'll have to measure him up. If he is legal, he'll be right on 15 centimeters, but yeah, we'll get a measurement on him, and hopefully he's legal, so we can cook him up with that flathead. That'd be awesome. Hey buddy, guess how big the mud crab is? 15 centimeters. That's actually so good. I just measured it up with a ruler. 15 centimeters on the dot. Take a look at that. He's aggressive as well. So I guess for lunch we're going to be having mud crab and flathead now. Just chuck you in there, buddy. Whack the lid on the top. And I'll chuck them on ice before we actually start cooking them up. So it'll put him to sleep and he won't feel anything when going into the pan. So we just set everything up. We've got all the ingredients right here. We're gonna make a batter for that flathead, and then we're gonna cook up this mud crab. So we'll just chuck the mud crab in straight up. You can see the pot's boiling right there. Just chuck them in like that. As you can see, already turning orange. Now I've cooked a heap of mud crabs in my videos before, so if you've watched them, you'll know what to do, but this is more gonna be focusing on that flathead, making a little recipe up for it. And squeeze the whole thing in there just to add a little bit of flavor into the batter. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of beer into the batter. Just a little bit to get that little bit beer batter flavor. The hot plate, just like that. And the other half, just chuck it straight in there. Just a bit more flavor and texture into the batter. Salt, pepper, and that's all good. Now we're just gonna get the fork and whisk it all up. Now we'll just add the flour in. Just put a bit in. Mix it around until the texture's right. So the crab's cooking up well. Here's the fillets from yesterday. Got them right there. That'll be pretty good. We'll just dip them into the batter here and put it right into there. So the secret with mud crab is to cook them for 11 minutes in salty water. And as you can see, we got this fish, the flathead, cooking up nicely there. Put some more herbs, spices on top of it. So it's been 11 minutes, so we're just gonna take the mud crab out. We've just turned that off, so that's just simmering in its own heat right there. And then we'll actually turn this pot off.
Remember the water's hot, carefully don't bump it. Oh, that's what I said.
So I'm just gonna take it out of this boiling water and put it into some cold salt water, right down into there. And we'll wait for that to cool off in that cold water, and it should be good to eat. As you can see, the crab's looking really good right there. I'm definitely gonna be eating that claw. Put that flathead literally yesterday. I was swimming around yesterday, and this mud crab probably about an hour ago. Got some lime that I'm gonna put on the mud crab as well. Seafood lollipop, as I like to call it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of lime onto all of that meat right there and give it a taste test. That's actually cooked perfectly. That tastes so good, especially with the lime on top of it. Keen to try that flathead as well. That's actually really good. Give the flathead a bit of a taste as well. Look at the meat inside that flathead right there. Again, cooked to perfection. You can't get much better than that. So there you go. Corona battered fish and the mud crab. Cooked it up perfectly. What a day as well. Yesterday, went out and caught a heap of different fish, got that big stingray, got some awesome drone footage as well. And then I put that flathead in the crab pot and I was thinking maybe I'd be able to get a mud crab. And guess what happened? Caught a legal mud crab exactly on 15 centimeters. When I measured it up, I was like, yes, that's so good. But yeah, take a look at that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram if you like this kind of stuff. My username's just Miller Wilson. And yeah, we'll see you again in the next adventure.